So today we are going to make some patriotic flowers using these wooden rings that I've got. I bought them on Amazon. They're generally used for macrame. And I've got some strips of fabric. I cut each of these pieces of fabric about 6, maybe 7 inches long. And so I'm just wrapping them around the ring and then pulling the ends through the loop. And then I scrunch them together, and I just keep doing that until it's all full around the ring. And if you have double-sided fabric, that's great, because then you don't have to twist them and make sure the fronts are showing. But on mine, I had to twist, and I didn't mind some of the back showing, but you'll have to really twist and make sure the sides you want to show are showing. But you just keep looping them on there and then scrunching them together so you can fit as many as you can. So you just make it as full as you want it. I believe when I was done with this, I had 18 pieces on. Getting one last one on there. So I'm just kind of fluffing it and arranging them all where I want them to be. And you can see it coming to life. It's looking cute already. So now I'm just going around and trimming them all about the same length. Just making a round flower shape. Okay, now I'm going to work on the center. I grab another ring, that same size, and I trace it on some chipboard. You can use some cardboard, whatever you've got on hand. And so I'm tracing the shape of it, and then as I cut it out, I'm cutting on the inside, making it a little bit smaller than what I actually drew. Then I'm just going to put that on a little piece of blue fabric and cut a circle around it a little bit bigger than the size of the circle. And when I'm cutting the circle out around it, I almost made it a little too small. It worked fine, but if you could leave at least a 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch all the way around, that would be better. As you can see, I'm cutting it kind of close. And then when you've got your circle, you just kind of cut some tabs every so often all the way around. And then you will hot glue those up on the back. Just glue a little bit and then pull 1 or 2 or 3 up. Glue some more. Right here realized I needed to have my little thumb protector on, so that was helpful. Then after you get all those glued up, you put glue all the way around the edge and glue it onto the center of your flower. And there's your red, white, and blue. And now I have this long floral wire. I'm not sure of the length, but it's probably 16, 18 inches, I'm guessing. So I folded it exactly in half and leave a little bit of the loop at the end, and then the rest of it I just twist each other around clear to the end. And that's going to be the stem. So turn it over and put a glob of glue and then put that on, and then some more glue on top of that to really let it in there. And then you have to, since it's a big glob of glue, it takes a little bit to dry, so you have to be patient with it before you move it. Sometimes blowing on it helps. So here I made 3. I made 2 with the buffalo plaid or the gingham, and then this was some red and white ticking fabric. And the ends curled up a lot more than the other fabric, but I like it. I thought it turned out really cute. So now I have this Dollar Tree glass jar and some macrame cord, and I'm just starting at the bottom and hot gluing a little bit and then putting the cord on, gluing a little bit more. And you'll see in a minute that I change strategies. I could tell quickly that this was going to take way too long doing it this way. So here in a minute I switched to Mod Podge. And so I'm able to put a pretty good section of generous layer of Mod Podge on, and then I'm able to just twist it around a good section, and it goes much quicker that way. So you'll see here in a second here. So right here, this is much better way. I should have started out this way. So as you can see, I have an inch or two of Mod Podge, and I just keep going round and round and round with my string, making sure it's laying right next to the previous row. A little more Mod Podge spread around. And this worked out much better. Just keep doing this same process all the way to the top. And on curved jars, especially where it's fatter and then it goes skinnier, the strings or cord or whatever you use want to slide up. So you have to really hold them right up against each other, right where you want it. So we're getting close to being done. We're almost at the top. We're right there in that neck of the bottle right now. So I'm just with one hand going around with the string, and the other hand I'm turning it, and with my thumb there holding the string where I want it. And this looks really cute when I get it all finished. And there I've got it done, and I hot glued it at the very end there at the top just to finish it off. Now I'm taking a little bit more Mod Podge, and I'm not putting a thick layer, and I'm not even covering the whole thing, but I'm just covering random sections where it looks like it needs a little bit of extra hold, and that dries clear so you don't know it's on, other than it's a real stiff feel to it, but that doesn't matter. I got the look that I wanted. I really like this string on jars look. So after it dries, it looks really cute and works out great for my flower vase. So now I just have a piece of foam, floral foam from the Dollar Tree. Just cutting it in little sections and sticking it down there. And I'll add a little bit of hot glue to make sure it stays put. You see this one I kind of shoved down there, and it won't go all the way down, so I cut it off with my box cutter. And so I just keep shoving it in until I have a good layer of foam and hot glue. Now here I'm going to put a layer of glue and just a big glob of Spanish moss to cover up that foam. And I burnt my finger there a little bit. That hurts. I do that just about every time. Then I'll just give it a nice little trim, a little haircut, and shake off the excess loose pieces. And now it's time to stick in my flowers. So I'm just sticking those floral wires into the foam, sticking it where I want. So I got that one in. Then this one's the ticking one. It's a little bit smaller, so I wanted that lower and in front. I got it in and realized I had to pull it out and cut some of the wire off. It was too long. So now I got that cut off, and I'm sticking it in where I want it. Then I'll stick the third one in kind of in the back. That's how it's looking so far. So now I have some patriotic ribbon that I've had in my stash, and I'm just going to glue a piece around it first. And then after I get that glued on, I was trying to decide what to do with my little tag. I have a little craft paper tag that says God Bless America. And I was first thinking I would glue that on and then the bow. So I did glue it on to my ribbon, and then I didn't like it underneath the bow because you couldn't see it enough. And so I peeled it off. You'll see that here in a minute. and then I put it on top of the bow. So here I'm making the bow, and I'm just doing an awareness bow, and then tying it with a little bit of twine, leaving it long enough so I can tie a twine bow on top as well. Tie it tight in the center, and then I can form the bow again and put pieces where they want, or where I want. But here's where I was trying to decide what to do with my tag and my bow. So I'm putting distressing ink all around the edges. And then you'll see me glue it on, but then I tear it off to put it on top of my bow. Okay, there's where I took it off, and there I put it on top of my bow. So now I'm just going to glue the whole bow with the tag on it on top. I thought that looked much better, and it was easier to see the tag and read the tag. And I want it hanging at an angle, not straight down, so I put a little dab of glue on the one part of the ribbon here in a moment, right here, and put it where I want it to hang. And that is it for this project. It's super quick and easy, very inexpensive, and I hope it inspires you to create something similar. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel, and thank you so much.